Hello, welcome back. This is just here's another one. Um, yeah. I'm Chauncey. I'm just gonna talk about F1. And Mike and Big Bert are still here where they're gonna ask me some questions. Um, but more general F1 type stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know when this video is going to come out because a new race has not happened yet. So this may be a race old or a race behind, or you might get two F1s in 1 week. I haven't decided yet as the editor and uploader of all. So we will see what happens. But welcome back. You're doing the qualifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna do qualifying round. So the way that qualifying happened on the Hagara ring this year, um, they tried out a new qualifying scenario where everybody used hard tires in Q1, and then everybody had to use medium tires in Q2, and everyone had to use soft tires in Q3. And
So what's
I think
Q? So Q1 is the stuff you're saying where that determines like 15 through 10, right?
15
And
through
like
20, yeah.
place.
And so
Okay.
the bottom 5 racers go out, and then you're left with the top 15 in Q2. And then so your goal is to make it to Q3 because that's where positions 1 through 10 are determined. And I mean that's really what you want to be because then you're in the points, and you really want to be in the
Yeah.
points on race day. You want to start there, and you don't want to have to get back up. So
Mm-hmm.
um so this is just like a one shot qualifier. So I get one chance to set a decent lap time, which turns out I'm not very good at.
Oh, I'm sure it's hard to talk about what you're doing while doing it.
Oh yeah. And it's so
Oh
funny,
man, you
when you
really
give
like mowing the grass, don't you?
apparently it's really funny because the racers don't often say a lot on the radio. They're just like, I know, shut up. That's
Oh
usually how it
yeah,
goes.
yeah. I mean, you're not a real racer, though. This is a video game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, although you in video games, you usually talk as much as real racers in real life, but it's fine.
I do. I'm usually super sweaty, as Rob puts it. So I'm gonna
But
start in
Meister
20th.
General. Oh, you can do it. You can make it. So what team? What team did you pick on this game?
I thought I picked Red Bull, but it doesn't look like I'm
But
driving
you're like
a Red
yellow.
Bull. I know. I think it's made up. I don't
Oh,
like,
the Big
but
Bird got the second that time. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, Bird's back.
he made it.
So he's qualified 20th, and we talked about what qualifying is. And now
You,
we're doing
so
the
you, you
race.
you qualified the worst possible position, but you made it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that's all that
So,
matters.
so no one ever doesn't make it. It's just you either get last
Oh,
position or first,
oh.
right?
Correct. So in modern F1, the worst you can do is 20th. It used to be that there was a whole bunch of other people could qualify on qualifying day, more than 20, and so only the top 20 would then compete. But I mean, we're talking about the 50s and 60s here. But today
Back
it's
when
not
there
like
wasn't a
that.
set number of teams. Yeah.
Correct. And
Oh
a set
man, just
number of
a
people.
bloke who built an F1 in his car just hopped in and placed. That would be fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, it used to be way back in the day,
Oh,
just
Big Bert
it used to be just
is third.
oh, whoever
Why are they trying to
racing
like punch each
enthusiasts.
other? Why are they? Oh, why my peace sign? I'm not peace sign. I want to be punchy guy. As binary. What the fuck? These are
Well,
names.
some of these are people in my friends list. Some of them are not.
Yeah.
Dude, when you have to have a
Number
hair dryer
3,
for your fucking wheels.
it's actually Ricardo's number. Oh, so that's interesting. So everybody has a number, and once you add a number in F1, it can never change unless you are the world
Unlike the
champion.
purple
So
car.
Max Verstappen was number 33, and then once he became world champion, he
Did he pick his thing, or did he like? Does it? Every world
He
champion
picked
gets the
it.
same
He
number.
could like he could like pick any number that's like not already taken. He picked 33, because 3 is his favorite number, but Ricardo already had 3, so he picked 33. And then when he became world champion, he's like, well, I'm gonna be number 1 because when else do I get to be number 1 except when I'm world champion? So the last 2 years he's raced under number 1.
I'm sorry, is that guy holding the hairdryer just in your car to keep you warm?
Yeah. Or a
Thanks,
camera
buddy.
on you, or is that supposed to be warming up the tires?
Yeah, that's the tire thing, but he's like, just in case you
Chauncey,
needed
what is
some,
what is
here you
that
go.
device? F1 expert. What is that? Why is he,
I
what
mean,
is he? Is he holding a gun at you? What is he doing?
no, it's
What is
so
that?
the one is holding an umbrella above me, and then the other
Oh,
one,
okay.
like the other one is it is a leaf blower to blow hot air, and usually they're on the tires or
Oh, so
on
he's
the engine.
blowing hot air
He's
at your
blowing-
your
But
eyes.
apparently, I mean, it could be blowing cold air at
I'm
me.
glad. I'm
So
glad that
like,
wasn't just me. I was like, what, this. What?
so the
Okay,
Hungara ring
I'm,
was really hot. Oh, so like you can see on the steering column the temperatures on all the tires. See that? The 98 degrees
oh yeah, okay,
centigrade.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Or
it's really hot.
98. Yeah, so it's great that he's blowing a leaf blower in your face 'cause it's real hot outside.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
don't
he
you have
could
like
be
a
blowing
helmet
cold
on?
air. Huh?
Don't you have a helmet on or something?
I should.
So what does what even? Whatever. It's fine.
Whatever. You can hit A to start the race whenever you want.
Yeah, anytime now. I got distracted. Anyway.
All right, Chauncey, so take us on your
Oh yeah.
F1 inspiration history. What made you suddenly become an expert in this overnight?
Okay, so
And why was
this
it a
started.
Netflix show?
Oh my gosh. So this started with Full Swing, right? Oh my gosh, I just like shot up to 12. Okay, so this started with Full Swing. We watched that golf one, and it was fascinating. And then I told my mom about it, and I was like, she's like, I'm not really into golf, but she was into the tennis. So her and I watched the tennis one,
Shit.
and then I didn't have anything else to watch, and I was just like, Brotaku. Fuck.
Oh, come
I
on.
didn't have.
Oh my god.
Oh, you did a race. You did a wreck like the real one today,
You
but
had
on a
a-
different
Actually-
corner.
Actually, Logan Sargent did that today, like
did a
in
petty
almost
spear
that
maneuver.
exact same spot. Like somebody hit him, and then he went out.
Oh,
just
cut
like
it
that.
in, Mike. Cut
was
it in, future
so
Mike.
crazy.
Show it.
Logan
Just like
Sargent, the only American driver on the grid right now, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Poor guy.
Oh, giving Americans the bad name. Has there ever
well,
been
and
an
he's-
American world champion in F1?
I don't think so. There's not a lot of Americans in the sport. It's a very European sport.
Well, yeah, and most Americans don't even know what the hell it is. The fact that it's not in a big left turn, it confuses them.
Although, the 2023 season is the first time that we're going to have like 3 American race circuits in the same year. It's kind of crazy. We had Miami in May, and then in October we'll have Austin, and then Vegas
And
in
then
November.
Vegas.
Yep, Las Vegas.
Viva
So you're
F1. Okay,
close
sorry.
behind.
Back. So
So-
you watched the tennis, and you had nothing else to watch, and then so you started the Netflix
So-
Formula One thing.
I did. I just like turned it on. I was like, I'm just gonna put this in the background, and I'm just gonna listen to it. And I didn't do that. I just ended up like absolutely sucked into it. And it's dramatic. There's lots of drama, and that's fascinating. But what I find truly like the most fascinating is the engineering behind it, and that like you can make changes to your car throughout the season, and there's so much that's going into the vehicles. Like it's just like understanding tire compounds and understanding like tire temperatures, and then you've got all the aerodynamics between the front wing and the rear wing. It's a complex sport, and it's just so amazing to watch.
Is it
If
co-ed?
that makes sense.
Is it co-ed?
No, I don't think so.
There you go. I don't know why. Because they're lighter and less
I
weight.
think
You'll
I
go
think that's
quicker.
exactly why. There is like F1 Academy, and that does have women in it. But
But what
it's
if
just
you got
like
like Big
it's just
Helga in the
different.
corner and she's the same weight as everybody else?
So like
Is
the
Big Helga
drivers.
really named Tyrone?
It's Denise.
Is this the one sport you would approve of transmission people participating in?
Well,
No,
technically, yeah, because there's no real advantage other than weight. Everything else has telltale advantages from top to bottom. I think men and women can race just the same. Like you said, the only problem is one's lighter.
I don't know. I don't think it's the same.
Why not?
I I think it's different.
I mean,
Like
I don't argue that there is potential differences, but I don't think it's of all sports. I think racing would be one of those sports. It doesn't matter as
but
much.
I mean, it's more than just like, oh, you're turning a steering wheel. Like you're experiencing multiple G-forces in the turns. You've
Right.
got reaction times, which I think is different between the sexes.
Right.
Um,
It's what I think a half second or so.
and I mean that's huge in F1. Um,
Yeah, in racing that can mean everything. Because I mean NASCAR they co-ed. Danica Patrick is
All right, listen. If everybody wants to
with
be on my
NASCAR.
train, that's fine. I was just trying to be on the other train for once. I don't give a
No,
fuck. I
no, no,
think
no.
they should all be separate.
I'm just trying to
God damn
think
it.
what's the difference. Because I mean NASCAR she knows a lot of technical stuff, but I don't think they do as many G forces, right?
I don't
So
think they
maybe
do
that's it.
because you have like these like switchback turns, like this one right here, where like it's like an almost complete turnaround. Like you don't have that with NASCAR,
Mm-hmm.
and you end up in their faster cars, like for like these are going over 250-mile-an-hour cars. Like they go really fast and around the
Didn't an
corners.
actual NASCAR car get entered into an F1 race like recently, and it did like third, and it came in first a couple times, and people were really pissed off that a NASCAR was doing
Well, 'cause
decent in
it's big
F1.
and chunky. I mean, that boy be swinging
There's
that
an
weight around.
F1. There's an F1 team that's owned by a guy that's historically been NASCAR, but I don't think there's been a NASCAR car
No,
in real race.
there's been literally a NASCAR car on an F1 race or something before.
I don't know about that. You'd have to look it up.
I'm doing it now.
Source checker.
Yeah, it was in Le Mans. A NASCAR joined, and it was practically first the entire way until the very end, where it came in third.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it was like really pissing off Ferrari and stuff.
Well, I mean, when you get beat by a beer drinking car.
Like fucking redneck gas guzzling American. And you're Ferrari. Yeah. Fucking.
To be
I
fair.
remember reading about this. It was crazy.
To be fair, if you're European or like just foreign over there, there's got to be something so infuriating about being beaten by Americans. Like I have a funny feeling it's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those like unspoken like grudges they have just in general. Like not everybody obviously, but it's one of those things where like, ah, fucking, what? Who is he? John Smith? Fucking John Smith. Versus you get beat by Ezio Auditore, and you're like, okay, well, I mean, his lineage means he deserves to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you actually have to get gas in this?
So no, you're
Speaking
not
of 70
allowed.
laps?
You're not allowed to refuel. So all the fuel that you
Well,
have, you have to last you the whole distance. It used to be that you could refuel, but there were so many accidents in the pit lane around refueling, and pit stops were like excess of 10 seconds. that the FIA banned it. So you have to start with a certain amount of fuel and no excess, and then you have to like make it the whole way.
How? Okay, well.
So you had to design an engine that's more efficient and more aerodynamic car, so that you don't burn as much fuel. And you have to also like account
It really
for.
is just like it's a whole engineering feat. These things.
Oh, it is. And then you also have to like account for not just like tire degradation, but also your car is going to get lighter towards the end of the race. And so is everybody else, because you have less fuel than when you started. So it's huge. Oh my gosh, I think that's my best one through that turn.
You got it, Chauncey.
I'm now watching like a computer-generated video of an F1 car facing a NASCAR.
Oh, the rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole with F1
Yeah,
is like
God, I shouldn't have googled.
Like, I have fallen down the rabbit hole and
Oh god.
I haven't been able to get out. And then I've been watching like so much of it. I got my mom super into it, and like she's like really into it.
Through osmosis, my parents got into it. They were watching it today too.
So you'll hit that turn one
Yeah.
of these days.
It's a matter of time before I fall down the F1 rabbit hole myself.
Well, next weekend we're gonna watch the race on Sunday, so at Spa.
Oh, Ellery?
Yeah.
Well, Mike, you better be
I'll
into
have
it
something to
before
talk
then.
about with you the next recording, I guess.
This is where you tell Rob it was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're F1 people now.
he'll be back. He's always coming back.
As long as I have my Final Fantasy. My Tiny Tina with the Raw.
I know he needs my hairy arm to pet his bald head eventually. He's always coming back.
Oh
my! Ooh! Oh, you clipped it!
I did.
You were trying to go real close to the edge there.
I was really trying to hug it.
So you're only 40 seconds behind. You got it.
Yeah, I'm 37 seconds.
That is
I'm 37
miles.
seconds. I'm 37 seconds to the next person.
Yeah, you got it. You can do it.
That is miles in F1, isn't it?
It is. It's
that's
like
that's
the other
like
side of the
virtually impossible.
It's a halfway around the track.
Yeah, they're probably going to be coming up behind you here because that's the guy in 19.
In about they're like maybe like a minute behind me. So.
And it's not getting smaller. That number.
She has to take the corners.
It's the S corners that are really killing you. It's the ones like this. You can get the first corner, but you can't get the second one.
I mean, it's that chicane that I just can't get through it. So like,
you try to hit most of these in third and fourth gear still.
Alright, so, which maker of an F1 car would you most want to buy their street vehicles for and drive?
Oh, think about that one.
Because a lot of them try to go, our F1 performance means we are the best car by our cars, kind of thing. But which ones would you pick? Do you think it's true? Do you think who builds Red Bull? Is that also Mercedes?
So Red Bull actually is now their own manufacturer. They started making their own things. They're kind of like an oddity. They used to use a Renault engine. And they used to do, I think right now they're doing a Honda engine, and then they're going to be using a Ford-backed engine, but they are developing their own engine. So they're kind of like their own thing, though they don't make regular street cars.
Okay.
So the guys
then who would you pick to be a street car?
So the guys that are doing street cars right now that are on the grid, Alpine, aka Renault, would not do that one. You've got Alfa Romeo. And I don't think I would pick an Alfa Romeo. I have never liked Mercedes cars. I like Ferrari. I don't think I've ever really liked a McLaren, though. And then there's Aston Martin. I do like an Aston Martin now. There's some Aston Martins that are...
Aston Martin are gorgeous.
They're beautiful. They're works of art.
What about a Jag?
The upcoming Jag? Yeah. I think I'd pick a Jag. But they're not currently on the field. But yeah.
Doesn't he not like a lot of the Jag because he says like that looks like dogs taking a dump?
Oh my gosh,
the badge
they're right
does
behind me.
vaguely look like a dog taking it out. Yeah. Now I think about it, yeah, it does.
Oh god, they're coming up behind quick!
They're right behind
Oh yeah,
me.
oh, jeez. Come on, drift it like Larry.
I can't imagine somebody being good at this game.
Well, do you want to give it a whirl there, Rob? We'll do your next solo
Hell
Sunday
no.
where I'm playing F1.
I'd hate myself.
2021 on Xbox.
Yeah, I'd rather hate myself in Elden Ring, thanks.
I think
So
it'd
is this better than Forza or whatever the fuck you were trying to brag about before?
Oh, I hate games like that in general.
Gran Torino?
I think Gran Turismo probably is more realistic than this. When it comes to like the driving, because there's like 1,000 more things to do. But I have a funny feeling it's probably because the only time I've ever even looked at it, I've seen people that just play it that way on purpose. So
Or hey,
I've never actually,
I've
I've never actually seen like the easy version of how to play, so I wouldn't know.
This is very much an easy version of playing, and it's supposed to be better with like a real steering wheel and pedals and everything.
I can see that.
So was this? I don't know. I don't think you'd actually know. Was this game developed as a simulator first, and they go, "Hey, we can actually put this out as a game," or was this just a game, and as the game got better, they said, "Hey, you can actually use it as a simulator"?
So like I know Red Bull has a simulator for like their car that's supposed to be like really good and really close to their car. But I don't know if this is like simulators came first or this game came first or if they're even related. I don't know.
Well, racing games is racing games, and they just...
Oh, racing games have been around for a while.
So the more cars they add to race, the more games come out. So I know this type of game is relatively new, like F1.
Yeah, it's just I wonder if just the evolution of games, because I mean I played fucking racing games on the Game Boy Color. You know, there's racing games on the first Nintendo and everything. But as they just start to get more and more realistic, they eventually just go, here, you know, here's our millions of dollar F1 team, get our simulator, and it's just this game on a PS4 strapped into a chair, and you just go like, fuck. I think you're probably gonna lose.
I think I'm gonna lose.
You just got pitted.
Well, and he like smacked into my
God.
butt.
And I like that you're just not making up any time, you're just losing more to them.
Yeah, they're what the AI is this easy AI? Fuck.
It is.
They're like shitting on you.
Bad Chauncey. Remember when you told us off video that racing games are relaxing for you? Do you still stand by this statement?
I do still stand by this statement.
Okay.
That always reminds games like this though. When I see like this type of car and with like the two wheels, the first thing I think of is what's that super old game that you could always get on like the arcade like multi-packs? That's like the highway, you know, 1 through 3 or whatever, like the speedway. And it's always like the intercom guy is always like, you know what I'm saying?
I have no idea. No.
What? Oh, I'll have to find it. Hold on. Now I gotta do some research.
Alright, Chauncey, back to you. What do you want? Oh, God! You just murdered this man. That's fine.
With me.
Okay. Anything else you want to mention about F1? Oh look, I'm in front of you.
There's
Man, my internet's chopping and you were just straight, and then you were right into a ditch the second moment.
there's been a lot of stuff this season about track limits, and I think that it's just gonna make the rest of the season even more crazy. So there's this rule that if you go over the white line all 4 tires, you have to serve like a penalty. A 5-second penalty. You can take 2 tires off. You can take 3 tires off, but you can't take 4. And we saw that's what happened to George Russell at the Hungaroring during qualifying. He had his lap times deleted because he went outside the track limits. There were a couple people that happened to. So like I would be penalized for going off the track right there and there.
Let's just be real. You'd be fired from the team by now.
I would not be successful.
Okay.
But
well,
I
so
think it. But I think it like. I think it like. Sorry, I think it's like huge because it's caused like a lot of upset. Charles Leclerc had that instance where he had to like serve like a 5-second time penalty, and then there was somebody else.
You
He
just
just
spun
pushed
again.
somebody.
Smack your ass,
Look,
yeah.
look! It's that other
Someone
car.
should like get that
Push
shit
me.
box out of here.
You've been pitted twice now in the same race.
I liked it. Like, you're not even a part of this. Just get out of here. The AIs are brutal.
Well, one guy's in the pit, so you're catching up to somebody.
Yeah, quick, get 19. Are you going to pits too?
Oh, for
I'm going to the pit.
I mean, I think it's safe to say you lost.
Oh yeah, I totally lost. I don't know.
Did you want to finish your thought that I don't know what it was?
Oh, about track limits? I think that they're going to continue to like cause more upsets. I think it'd be interesting to see like next season if track limits are going to be as heavily enforced as they have been this season, because it's definitely made a lot of people very upset. So,
Well, okay, so I guess on that note then, is there any rules to F1 that you don't like, would get rid of or change?
having to stay on the track part.
Like, even as much as like the qualifying having to use 3 different types of tires thing, like
so that was like a new thing that like they might keep doing. I think I would get rid of the sprint races on like sprint weekends. So like they didn't do one on the Hungaro weekend, but they on like some of them, like the Vegas one, they're gonna do a sprint. So that's basically like they're gonna do a third the number of laps, and the the order that people come in for the sprint is gonna set the race order on Sunday. And I don't know, I just
So it's
feel
not
like
it's
not
like
necessary.
it's like
It's
a
like a little
type of
mini race.
qualifier?
It's like a mini race. It's
Do they actually get points from it or something?
They do. Like first place gets 8 points. And like 8 through 1 for like the top 8 racers. So
Does qualifying get points?
No, qualifying doesn't get points. You do like have qualifying. I think like that Friday before, and then Saturday you have a sprint, and then Sunday the race. I don't think I like it because you don't get as much, like the racer doesn't get as much time with the car on the weekend to like fine tune things. Like you don't get 3 practice sessions, you only get 1 to like get things how you like it, and then like everything counts. and it seems
Wouldn't
kind
that
of dumb.
be? I mean, wouldn't that be kind of more raw? You get one practice and go for it, or no?
I mean, it would, but I don't think that's fair because you're talking about like a piece of machinery that's incredibly complicated. You need to tune it in every weekend. You gotta think this car
So
has been flown from Hungary to Singapore inside of 2 days in less than 48 hours, and it's gonna get moved and jostled and banged around, and it's gonna be different in Hungary than it is in Singapore. And then
right.
the week after that, it's going back to the
And if
UK.
and if this thing literally like the tires don't work because of 1 degree, yeah, I feel like you're putting in a different climate. You have to fuss with some stuff.
Oh
Or on
yeah,
different
you've got to like
tracks, you're gonna have to fuss with
totally reset.
suspensions or
You've got to reset the suspension. You've got to change what tire compound you're going with. You've got
probably have to
there's so much.
change the amount of air the engine takes in because depending on the sea level, temperature, and density of the air and stuff for the best engine performance.
But then wouldn't that in theory
Reprogram
put
different
everybody in the
computers.
same lane? If they have
But
to have, well, you get one opportunity to fine tune it, and then whatever you accomplished, or what everybody accomplished in that allotted practice, then you're good to go. And then it's up to you to take the most advantage of that one practice versus making it less consequential and being given them three, or no?
I think I think in that case, like you need a longer practice than 15 minutes, and I think you need. I disagree. I think you need more time for trial and error to figure out what to do with your car.
Oh, sadness
Are
update.
they,
It no longer gives you time. It just tells you laps.
yeah. Uh, so I think the mentality of that can be the same because it's like it's still fair that everyone gets 3 uh practice laps or 3 days or whatever.
My
It's
only
still the
argument
same.
would be,
It's just a time. It's just shorter time crunch.
right.
I think
I,
it.
If
I
they,
think
if
I think you're going to end up with like a lower quality of racing then because now you have somebody like maybe Mercedes who has an ocean's worth of data and years of data to go back and look on, and that they're going to be able to fine tune their stuff versus a team like Sauber um, that doesn't have an ocean's worth of data and doesn't have 300 people just looking at data. So now, like, what are they supposed to do? Like, they have one practice to kind of get things right, and like they're already like a best of the rest team. Like, they're not fighting for first, but like you're making it harder on them to get the most out of the car every weekend. And I
right.
think I think you're gonna end up with like a I think you end up with a lower quality of racing coming out of it because you're not able to put in your best on Sunday because you don't because you can't fine tune the car the
Right.
way it needs to be for the track that weekend.
Well, I just feel like that. My only thing would be if you want to do and call it something like a sprint and make it kind of like an impromptu get here quick type deal, right? Then I think that kind of behooves that style of tournament then. The quick go 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 versus when you do something like this and it's like World Cup for racing type stuff, right? So it's basically everybody wants to win this one above everybody else type stuff. It's like the big trophy on the wall versus all the other trophies. I get that you can do practices and make sure that one's good. But if you have a smaller, like you were saying, kind of more impromptu style, turny thingy, I don't know. I just feel like it. I don't care. I don't watch it. I would.
I get what you're
just be
saying,
my
but
my 2 cents of to be the quick, fast pace. But you're not wrong about if it makes the cars drive like shit, nobody wants to watch it.
I mean,
Totally see
I
what
think
you're
it's
saying.
I think it's an interesting point. But like, you get the one lap to like try to just like do a bullseye, get the car ready. Then you do the
Right.
sprint, and you get points as reward for like how efficiently you're able to put your car in, and then you can have like maybe, and then that after that sprint, that kind of counts as like the second trial practice run kind of thing, and then they fine tune again after that, and maybe do a third one, and then go. Like I think it's there's some ability to like do a sprint to be like, hey, good job, you were able to fine tune this vehicle very quickly after only one practice. Here's some points, and then go on to do the normal way.
Realistically, cumulatively, that just makes your guys better. It means you have to be better at reading problems and fixing problems quicker, and ultimately, when you have the time to properly fix it and adjust it, you'd be, in theory at least, better to do so, or better off to do so. Get spun out again, nerd.
I didn't though. I saved it.
Saved it. Oh, and then ran into a sign. Oh, and it was Big Bert said, I love that you said get spun out again, and then Big Bert came onto the screen.
Yeah.
As if Rob's actually racing with you.
They'll never know, does the facade, how deep do we play it?
Audience, let us know if you think Rob is actually playing with Chauncey and has made up this entire thing about not knowing what the fuck one is.
I'm stuck to my chair, like in my sim chair real quick, like in my spare room. I just have the voice dampening so you don't hear all my pedal clicking.
He's being super sweaty right now.
I was born sweaty, honestly. You see my hands and armpit stains? Like, that boy born sweaty. The only person that beats me is Mike. Oh, God.
and that's just playing golf with friends.
Yeah, dude, and he gets sweaty about you. Talk about you have to wipe this man down with a towel for certain things for no reason.
I mean, she's been with me in real world. She knows.
Well, listen, mister,
Oh, yeah.
gotta go to the doctor for your armpits.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work.
I went to dermatologists about my hand sweating.
It never actually worked.
I wasn't very good at doing the treatment.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, did you
Because-
see that?
No, it's because it was basically it would basically be pills that literally stop all sweating everywhere. And so I'd have to like put on moisturizer and wash my face and put on sunscreen and chapstick like nonstop all day.
That's
But at least I wouldn't be sweating, so I just didn't do it.
Well, I mean,
It sounds like worse.
I do well, the only problem is when you're down south at 1,000 degrees, you go from your class to your car, and if you don't sweat, you fucking die.
Yeah. It's like, but
You just shrivel up and die.
I'll be sweating butt naked on top of Mount Everest. I don't know. I just sweat all the time.
Dude, I feel that's so hard.
I could be shivering, but I'm still sweating somehow.
It's always in the armpits, though. You're still dripping in the pits. It's the worst.
Oh, yeah, it's my hands and my armpits. Yeah, there's. I felt a drop just hit like my side right now.
The struggle
All right,
is so real.
We gotta stop taking over Chauncey's video.
Sorry.
It's okay, I can get
Talking
super
about
sweaty
sweat.
and drive better.
Yeah, give her a minute to focus and try to catch up while we talk about armpit sweat.
There's no catching up. I'm behind. They flapped me. I did
Almost
multiple
twice at
times.
this point.
I did find the name of that game, though. It's called Pole Position. It's an arcade driving game, and they look just like this.
Well, that's
I
cool.
love it. And you you do like the qualifier, and then do the thing. Yeah, this is how I learned how to race when I was 4.
I never got into the arcade like car ones
Well, because they suck.
or motorcycle ones. Yeah, they do suck.
They fucking are garbage. Like, what is that?
Don't fucking work.
the cruising machines. Those are garbage.
Yeah, I always sit there. I remember like trying to like figure out how to like shift gears and stuff, and like even if you put it on manual, it just does it automatically for you. So you're like, what the fuck? Like there's just a little knob for you just to play with, and it's always sticky or wet. And you're like,
oh, dude, it's always the 6-year-old app before that's been fresh off the cheese pizza. Fucking asshole. It's like a kid or something. Like, I'm trying to be a grown adult playing the arcade, okay?
I'm just coming through trying to find quarters and all the slots so I can play one thing of skee ball without having to ask my grandparents for change. And that's all I'm here for.
Mike's the guy that always kept a magnet on a string in his pocket and ran around in the arcade.
I was never that sweaty, but I didn't think about it. I wanted one of the, like, what is the mechanics used to get the magnet on the stick thing to, like, find bolts? I always wanted one of those, and so I wanted to scan around the arcade machines to try to see if there's loose change so I could play. Because my parents did not want to be playing arcade machines.
I'm ashamed to say I had one of the quarters on a string. I was that guy.
Did you really?
Until
Did
my
it work?
string broke. Yeah, it worked.
Oh.
The only problem is you had to pull it back out, and pulling it back out, it took like a little bit of oomph, and when you've used it a couple times, it just breaks.
Oh.
So, especially when you're a
That's
kid
still a
trying to
couple
hide a
times.
quarter on a string from your family, you definitely don't want them to know and get all the loot.
What's the best
I'm gonna
thing
keep this
with
car
the,
behind me. Gonna do it.
what is the best prize you ever got from an arcade?
Chauncey.
How you
Yeah,
won
that's-
Chauncey from an arcade? That's impressive.
It's impressive.
It was like a purple unicorn looking thing.
Purple unicorn? I
Like,
like Chauncey.
I think like a stuffed animal. The best I've ever done.
Mine was probably the switchblade comb. But if we expand it to fairgrounds, I got a case of wine glasses.
Oh.
Ooh.
I got a case of 4 wine glasses from doing a darts game.
That's cool.
See,
It was really
realistically,
evolved from F1.
We did. We went really far off book.
I mean, it's fine.
We don't have to do all 70 laps.
We have to say we only got 50 more laps, so it's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I think it's been 49 minutes since we hit audio. I think it's safe to say you're gonna lose. It's almost
Yep.
lapped twice.
Oh, look at that.
Is that Big Bird again?
Just,
Nope.
no, but it's double.
Oh, there's
turtle.
me! Oh, there's me! Oh, shit, no! Come on, virtual me! You can do it! Oh! And that's a perfect place to end.
Turn the recording off.
No, say bye first.
Bye!
Like and subscribe.
Love you all. See you all next time. We'll talk about more F1, and we will try to keep it on F1 topics.
I don't have
And I'm
to
gonna
likes
try to
already
get-
arcade 5.
I'm gonna try to get better at driving.
Yeah, I'm telling you, look up pole position and you'll hear.
Big Bird.
Yeah!